picture there. But what about Mayor Gray, what he has to do in order to show that he is not allowing a corrupt administration to take hold in this city?
Right. Well, he's fired some of the people who were hired. I mean, that is somewhat putting a Band-Aid on the cancer patient. My main concern with Mayor Gray right now at this moment is his proposed budget and whether or not he's throwing the poor people on the bus here by levying roughly almost half of the proposed cuts in human services rather than spreading that around and spreading the sacrifice a little bit. As far as how we can move on from here, it's a tough question. He's fired some of the people. It's really difficult. I mean, really, he has to come clean. I think a lot of these people are going to have to testify under oath in front of the council, and some heads are going to have to roll. And I think maybe at this point he might even have to appoint someone who is an ethics point person.
Well, how about
to
very
oversee?
Quickly, let's go to Chairman Kwame Brown. You would have to work with him. If should you be elected, any of the three of you, you have to work with the chairman who's had the problems with the SUVs. He's had, I mean, the campaign finance stuff. He faces significant civic fines, possibly a U.S. attorney investigate. I mean, should the chairman still be the chairman? Should he step aside until this is cleared up? What should he do? Go down the line.
I would say that
Alan Page.
We do. This is Alan Page. I'm sorry, and I should say my name more often. I apologize to all the listeners. Alan Page is my name, and I do think that there should be a due process here. And again, this is the attorney, but this is the root of our country. Due process is in the core of our Constitution, and I think that he should have his moment to be heard. And if it's determined that he has, in fact, committed these acts, yes, not only should he lose his chairmanship, but possibly even more strident penalties may need to be levied.
Ms. Douglas?
Well, I think this it's called respect. They have to respect each other, and Chairman Gray and all have to come together and collaborate.
Well, Chairman Kwame Brown, what do you think?
I think I know we all have to work with him. I'm definitely working with the city council as we speak now. It's like Mr. Page says, it's a due process. You still have to follow the due process and make sure everything's in order and give them an opportunity. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
What about you, Mr. Brown?
Well, I certainly think that we're not in a position to judge. I like to focus on the other point in working with Chairman Brown. History tells me that good collaboration and healthy relationships are the best way to get things started in the right direction.
He ought to at least get a better accountant to count his money, right? You agree with that? He said that himself. So I
definitely think there's some challenges that our chairman has faced, but I like to believe that he's getting that situation worked out. But really, we're talking about working together. There's 13 of us that have to come together to improve and lead this great city. And so I just believe that the kind of relationships that it's going to take can't be about personal agendas, party agendas. It has to be about the focus of the people who put us in place. And I think the oversight and accountability process in the city has gotten very weak, and that's how we've gotten here. Because my question has been this whole campaign, how have we gotten here? How have we gotten to the place where there's so many announcements and things have been sprung on us, whether it's Walmart and many other things, that the people, whether it's Michelle Reese's tactics on education reform, the people are seemingly the last to know. In the most educated city in D.C., there's enough intelligent minds in this one city to get some great input to help the council lead us to the kind of prosperity and safety we're all looking for.
I don't think there's a last to know. I just think there's the process that they do know, and just that the community is not being made aware of it. So I think I think it's a joint effort that we all need to come together to make sure everybody's involved and not keeping things secretly. So that's my standing point.
Here is Pam in Washington, D.C. Pam, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
I wanted to make a comment. Ms. Douglas said something about employment earlier, and I would like to know what can be done for us to have full employment, especially in those wards like 7 and 8, where there's, the economic level is so much lower. Who actually has a plan or can formulate how we can work towards that goal?
Dorothy Douglas?
All right. Right now I work with Marshall Heights Community Development on the literacy. So we are having... What it is, a lot of folks are unable to read, so we'll make sure they prepare themselves so they can be able to have to fill out an application, to do a resume and all. Because we just was just shared with me just yesterday. I was at the Marshall Heights and was dealing about employment, how important employment is. A gentleman had put his son on the bus. and on the wrong bus to send him to school. And what had happened, and his son got lost. He called him from another school. And what the point was, the father was unable to read. And so we need to make sure that we have all that in place so our kids and adults. So we have to do a wraparound service for everyone to learn how to read. So education is one of the key
We've
points.
come to that point where
Thank
I'm
you.
going to ask each of you to make a statement of no longer than 1 minute. You can use it in part to answer the question that was just raised, but you only have 1 minute to say finally why voters in the District of Columbia should elect you. First, you, Alan Page.
All right. Related to the last question, the three things that I want to work on primarily are jobs, affordable housing, and and education. But let me quickly address jobs. We need to have stringent oversight over the enforcement of the first source law, which mandates that projects that receive city dollars have 51% of their new hires be district residents. We have a lot of people who have either gotten city dollars or otherwise receive favorable tax treatment who are not compliant with that. We need coordination of workforce development between the Department of Employment Services, UDC, and the community college to train our workers not just for the jobs now, but the jobs of the future. And also, we need to work on affordable housing. We need to make sure that we have the Housing Protection Trust Fund fully funded, and we need to also, in the area of education, we need to make sure that charter schools have right of first refusal for surplus DCPS schools. And there are many other issues. AlanPageDC.com. Thank you.
Dorothy Douglas.
Okay, my website is finished is friendsofDorothyDouglas.org. I've been working with the with employment for a long time, giving kids jobs for the summer, and also I'm in Parkside Civic Association, a member of that, and on the State Board of Education. We're doing the educare community with start educating our kids at an early age from 0 up into 3, and also having community college put in Parkside as well that's coming up. So I've been involved for a long time. So I'm Dorothy Douglas. I'm the only woman on the ballot. I'm number 2. So I'm reaching for your support to help me to continue this service that we need. We need employment. We need housing. We have over 3,000 homeless children in the District of Columbia that need homes. We need to make sure that those services are wraparound services for our kids that don't have that opportunity. So I'm here to serve the people, and I need your vote. April 26th, I'm number 2 on the ballot, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
And Tom Brown.
Well, to answer your question, I serve as the co-chair of the Ward 8 Workforce Development Council, which I was appointed to by Councilmember Berry, being the highest unemployment rate is there. And I've been able to forge relationships with major employers and small, but major Department of Homeland Security and Clark Construction, General Dynamics, and many others that are partners in this deal with a lot of community-based and educational organizations like the Community College of the District of Columbia, Potomac Job Corps, and many others. And we're approaching it from a demand first source side, but also a supply side. We have to be honest that we have to do a better job of developing our workforce so that we're more competitive. This starts in the schools, in the community, and certainly our reentry population is a target population that we support, getting in better position for employment. WhyTomBrown.com will explain my position on entrepreneurship and small business support and development, and will also show you a lot of the background work I've done. WhyTomBrown.com will answer your questions. Join me tomorrow, 12 noon, 932 Rhode Island Avenue Northeast, at a rally before we take the city for the next 12 days. Thank you.